Meet Mr. Jeremiah Atta, a Nigerian man who retired from the hospitality industry and started catfish farming right in his backyard just 6 months ago. Now he's already building a second pond. But is catfish farming really profitable? What are the struggles no one tells you about? In this video, Mr. Jeremiah shares it all: the challenges, the cost, the real truth, the losses, and the hard lessons he learned. But first, before we continue, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring and honest stories like this.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to Preset by Preset Farms. My name is Atta Jeremiah. As a fish farmer, there are basic things that we need to put together, and basically I will need to take it step by step as we proceed on this interview.
So sir, when did you start this business? Why did you choose fish farming?
Yeah, basically this business was started about 6 months back, and my flair for fish farming came as a result of a retired hospitality personnel. And while still in the service, I came across so many kind of fish species. So I now took it upon myself and said, okay, maybe I will start with the one that is really moving markets that has too much demand. So which is the catfish, because most of the hotels and the restaurants around have demands for them. So as a result of that, I started with catfish before moving into other species. So and what you need basically as a fish farmer, first and foremost, you need water supply, because without water, this fish cannot survive. So anybody who is prepared to go into fish farming must generate very good water. You must have good source of water.
Sir, can you walk us through how you set up your backyard farm?
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you so much. At the basis, you need some form of GP tanks like this. This is where you start the fish from the fingerling stage. At this stage, they are very small. So if you need to put like 1,000 pieces here for a start, so that they can be together. But as time goes on and they get bigger, you will need to transfer them. Like you see, they are getting to this level now. You check this level now. They are ready now to be transferred into a bigger pond. Because at this stage now, they need to move around, so that the moving around can stretch them to get to bigger sizes. So this is the startup stage.
So after which you move them to
you can now move them to this kind of pond. These are concrete cemented pond. You understand? At this level here now, they can swim very well and get their size they're supposed to get to. And at this point now, there will be no clumsiness, and there will be, because another thing that is not good for the catfish again is they need oxygen. So if they are compacted, you understand, that will cause casualty for them. So as you can see, you have made a bigger pond because we want to expand. That is why we have just done this bigger one, ready to transfer those other ones that I showed to you into this, so that they can have space to go to the normal size that they're supposed to get to.
So is there a borehole here?
Yes, there's a borehole, and that is all this connection you see are from the borehole. You understand? So we distribute water. You can see the other one there too. You can see the borehole, the connection of the pipes. So basically, those are the basic things you need to set up a fish farm.
How many fishes did you start with?
Well, as a starting business, I will not advise anybody to go for too many fish, because it's something you are just going into and you don't know much about the do and don't, so that you don't run into losses. For a start, we started with 500 pieces, and out of these 500 pieces, we so far so good. We've been able to keep 450 because of one or two other casualties, and human beings die as well through the process of growing. So as it is, we're able to keep 450 so far from the ones we started with, and they are already mature for. As they are already on the table size for sale now.
Okay. Did you start with the juvenile?
We started with fingerlings.
Okay, fingerlings.
Yeah, 500 fingerlings.
So do you think it's advisable for someone who is starting to start with fingerlings or juvenile?
Whichever species that is available for you, you can start with.
So what costs the most?
Actually, sometimes when you are just starting like that, you don't know about some of the do and don'ts. We thought initially that this water can be changed maybe once in 2 weeks. You understand? So we allow the water to stay for too long and before changing it, and that resulted to some of the casualties that we witnessed. So that is the reason why some of the fish die. So that is why it's key that whoever is going to do the fish business, you must have water so that you can change at intervals. If possible, you can change the water every 2 weeks. That will give them more life.
What are the costs of feeding fishes?
Yeah, actually, it's expensive to feed them. You understand? Because feeding them requires, you must feed them every day for proper growth. So it's expensive to feed them, and if you want to say, I want to go into fishery to make profits, you will not enjoy it. But you need to feed them very well, then before you can make the profits. Actually, feeding fish are very, very expensive, especially at the fingerling stage. But when they grow up, you can now have alternatives to their feeding, so that will augment your profit.
What do you mean by alternative to the fish?
Yes, you can give them other food apart from their regular floating feeds.
Okay, so what's the cost like?
We are buying we are buying 15 kg of floating feed for 28,500, and that will take you for that 500 fish to take you about 1 week.
So is fish farming profitable?
Well, it's profitable, and we don't like saying that you don't forsake the case of small beginning. When you now master it, now you can now buy large. The only time you can make large profits when you buy more of those fish. So like you can feed them the same time and you grow all the same time. Then with the same feed, then you can maximize profit. But when you want to do them at the small scale, you don't expect to make so much profit. But when you have them like 2,000, 3,000, and you grow them at the same time, and you can sell off.
So is it advisable for a beginner to take a loan?
No, it is not advisable for a beginner to take a loan. You must have your source handy before you can start. And because taking a loan, at the beginning you need to put so much investment into it, so returns will not come immediately, and the bank interest might make you go bankrupt. So it is better to start small by small, and when you start making profit, you can now go into taking loans. Because once you take loan and you want to set sort of this, you will run into, because you need customer base to start selling. What about when you take a loan and you don't quickly sell your listing? It becomes you start paying demurrage on those loans, and that will make you run shortage. So it is not advisable for any beginner to go and take a loan and start, because you don't take a loan to build a pond, you don't take a loan to do borehole, you don't take a loan to get the pond to this level. So the cost is running, and you need this before you start making profit from this fish. You need them to grow them for 6 months, and remember, you still have to feed them. So it's so much. So I don't advise anybody to take a loan to start this business. So you must have your own savings first to do the setup. Then when you are growing and you know that you are not going to pay for the funds you have made, you are not going to pay so much again to those who make you. So then you can now start making the plans to go and take loan bank and expand your business. So that's the only time it's advised that you can take loan to do this.
So what has been your biggest mistake or your lessons so far in this course of running the success?
Well, maybe because I had some of those facilities for going into this business. Did not make me have so many challenges or made a mistake that will cost me more. But I think if all the required equipment are on ground, there'll be no regrets. Having the water and also having the storage. The storage is the pumps and the things you need to keep the pumps moving, which is the water, the regular changing of water. Those are the things.
Is it just the water?
Just the water. Good water, not just any water. Because there are some water that will be heavy with iron in it. That causes a lot of damages to the fish here. And it causes casualties.
Are you selling already?
Yes, I'm selling already because what I actually do now is I do retail selling. I go to the restaurants, I go to the bars, and those women in the markets to come and buy them off. But over time, we plan going international, smoking them and sending them out of the country. That's a future plan, but basically what we don't do now is we sell for small retailers and restaurants, bars, and hotels. That's how we get the market from it.
So sir, if you were to start again, from the beginning, what would you do differently?
Yeah, if I'm to start again, then I would have been prepared 100%. I'm not going to do it where we have people living in. I'm going to do something special in the sense that it's going to be bigger than this and it's going to be industrial, not small scale this anymore. Because not the backyard of my house. Now it has to be in a proper farm where things I don't know about, where I can get all of that things to care for the fish. And people will like what will come out of it. Basically, it's the same thing that will come out, but there it's more.
It's okay to just start small and then be able to expand.
Yes, but like you said, if I'm going to start all over again, that's what I would do. Start big because I already know the do and don'ts.
Do you plan on expanding beyond your backyard?
Yes, of course. This is the learning process. So when we are going to go industrial now, we already know what and what we are going to tell to our staffs. We already know what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do. So we will not have casualties. And when there's no casualty, then we can maximize our profits. So we have the plans are already on there, on the top here as well, too, so that we can move to a new site and start.
So what do you wish someone told you before you started this business?
Wow. If somebody had advised me earlier on, before even leaving the service, by today maybe I will be one of the biggest fish farmer in the country. Because even knowing it now, the zeal, you can see the bigger pond that I have there, that's going to take about 5,000 fish. So you can imagine in less than 6 months we are going to that level. So if I had started early today, I would have been one of the biggest names in fish farming.
So what advice do you have to give to a beginner who wish to start a fish farming in their backyard?
I will advise them to have patience. I will advise them to have persistence because no good thing comes easy. So if you want to go into it, it requires time. It's time taking. It's time to check them, time to feed them. You must do all those things and they require time. You understand? And they require you to have basics on their treatments and basics on. That is why it requires you don't just jump into it. Somebody must mentor you. So you need somebody to tell you the do and don'ts, which we cannot bring onto the end. Yeah. So we can just think. But the basic thing is we are showing you the materials we need. But there are some other technicalities involved in them to get the fish to get ready like this. So we advise them to be patient and dedicated into it, and you should not forsake the days of a small beginning.
Do you advise them for a beginner to have a mentor?
Of course. That is why you need somebody to teach you. You need somebody to advise you. You need to go for some lessons so that the do and don'ts can be given to you. What are the things you need to do to get the fish refreshing? All those are the technicalities that of course, they have to be paid for. So,
thank you so much for
you.
your time. Thank you. I wish to come back when you've gone commercial.
No problem. You're welcome. You're always welcome. God bless you.